I hope I didn't mess it up. Okay. All right. Let's start with group 4 today. Tanya and Alex. Let me put you in the speaker view.
Okay. Um, think about think about the last time you saw rain. Was your first thought a sign of disappointed? Maybe because your outdoor plants were ruined. But what if I told you that those raindrops have so many benefits? Today, I want to explain you why rain is not just good, but absolutely essential. We will explore 2 reasons. Why it sustains all life by providing water for us and our food, and how it keeps our environment healthy and balanced.
Rain is essential for sustaining life. It provides water to crops, allowing us to grow the food we eat, replenishes reservoirs, rivers, and lakes, giving us clean water to drink, cook with, and bathe in. Without regular rainfall, agriculture would collapse and ecosystems would suffer. From the smallest flower to the largest farm, everything depends on rain for growth and survival. Second, rain plays a key role in maintaining environmental balance. It cleans the atmosphere by capturing dust and pollutants, making the air healthier to breathe. It regulates temperature by cooling the environment and reducing the risk of wildfires. And it helps recharge underground water supplies that entire communities depend upon.
In conclusion, next time you see the sky open up, remember the rain's importance. It's the fundamental force that hydrates every living thing and makes our agriculture possible. Putting food in our tables and also work to maintain our environment health, from cleansing the air to nurture ecosystem. Rain is the essence of life, is the guardian of our planet's well-being. Thank you.
Okay, so your solution, at the end of your speech, your closing remarks, thank you, just doesn't cut it, right? You said this a lot of times. It doesn't cut it. Okay. Um, One thing I want to say is that I told you this is the advertising thing. Find the object or something that you want to sell us. Are you selling us rain? You gotta laugh about that yourself, right? Okay.
I had no idea. I thought the topic was just trying to make a persuasive speech, so I just chose rain.
But that wasn't the assignment. The assignment was to try to get an object, preferably something that you could show us to try to sell to us, right? That was the assignment. Okay, that being said, there was a lot of reading. There was hardly any eye contact. Tanya did a little bit better than Alex, but Alex, it was totally something that you never looked up the whole time. Never looked at us. Never connected with us. Okay, you have to work on that. You have to try to look in that camera and talk to the audience. Okay, got that? Now, how many people feel like they showed the need for change by show of hands? Dara, tell us what you thought about their attempt to do that.
Just about like in general the what needed to be improved. Um I hate to be the person that criticizes, but I want to criticize, but I mean, I understand that like we're given limited time, but the eye contact is very important. It's very it's crucial. I just think it just gives the audience attention. Um, I think it just shows. I mean, again, I don't want to be like
It's okay because this is a learning environment. So I don't
yeah,
think anybody's gonna take what you say
I don't want to be like an a-hole.
personal.
Like, look, like it was bad, but like, or you did bad, like, but no, it's just, I think we're all here to improve and we're here to learn. And I think, even from what I'm seeing in this class, um, I think we're all improving at some point. I know others are slower, but again, it's just, I think the whole eye contact and just it sounded more enthusiastic and more, I wouldn't say excited, but like, I mean, yeah, you can sound excited, but just more so interested in the topic.
So do you think that gets in the way of you actually listening to the message?
Like, like, what do you mean? Like, do you mean
If you feel as though someone's not looking at you, do you think that's an obstacle towards you getting the message properly, like you receiving the message properly?
it can go both? I mean, I wouldn't say both ways, but it's just, I would say like, it's weird because it's like, why would someone like present a speech and not look at the audience? Like, it's kind of weird, but again, I don't think it's delivering the message very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it does interfere in ways. Okay, the fact that that's going through your mind while somebody is speaking, that means you're not listening properly to everything that's being said, right? So it becomes what we call in communication that noise, right? Remember in the beginning when I showed you that noise that happens? That's a distraction, right? And again, people start feeling like uh first of all, your purpose is to persuade someone. So if the person feels as though you're not interested in what you're talking about, do you think your objective is going to be met of persuading the person? Probably not, right? Probably not. Why? Again, it's because they didn't really get your message. Your message was muffled by something that was said or not said, or the manner in which it was either said or not said. So that's an example. But when we're trying to get back to the motivated sequence, um, do we think you guys do we think that this group provided a solution to the problem? They showed us their problem. What was your problem, Alex or Tanya? What's the problem? What was the show? What did you try to show us for change?
For change.
Mm-hmm. In the motivated sequence, you're supposed to show the need for change. What did you think we needed to change? Needed to be changed.
Well, to be honest, I joined late. I just thought I was writing persuasive speech, and I was trying to like write about how if say someone had a had a negative position about rain, this speech would persuade them, be like, "Hey, look how nice rain is." That's what I was under the impression of.
Okay,
Like,
so
look
the
how nice rain
problem is that the people don't like rain, and
Mm.
you're trying to persuade them to like rain, right?
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
So
I'd say.
you the problem, you show the need for change. You feel like people think that rain is not something. I mean, I believe Tanya was talking about that in the very beginning, right, Tanya?
Yes,
Your question. Tell the class your question again.
I'm going back. What was your first, think about the last time you saw rain. Was your first thought a sign of disappointment, maybe because your outdoor plants were ruined? But what did I tell you that those drops has so many benefits?
Okay. All right. Then your central idea was what?
Two main
It's
points
the
we have.
rain are, and then that's what Alex was talking to us about, right? The benefits of rain, right?
Rain.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Is everybody following us now? So, do you think they presented a good solution for the problem? The problem again is, tell us again, Alex, what's the problem?
The problem would be if someone had held a negative position about rain.
People basically feel like when it's raining, oh, blah, I
Oh,
can't
I
go
hate rain.
outside. I
Oh,
can't,
look
my
how
hair is
gray it
going to
is
get
outside. I
messed
hate
up.
it.
I'm going to get wet. My clothes are going to get messed up. It's a dreary day. I don't feel good, right? A lot of negative feelings around rain. You're trying to tell them, hey, there's some benefits to rain, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you provide a solution by passively saying what are the benefits of rain, right? That's
Yeah,
what you were doing?
I gave one point that it's most life is sustained through water and agriculture because of rain, and that rain also supports like environmental balance and air quality.
Okay. And then how did you give us the visualization of those benefits you talked about?
Well, I listed a bunch of examples, such as, oh, rain fills up reservoirs. It also makes it so that it regulates temperatures, so that it will help decrease like temperatures and such. And there's also how it helps capture dust in the atmosphere and pollutants. Like gave us like a visualization or a whole like I would say line of chart like examples that would show the benefits of rain.
Okay. Okay. Now, a better way, maybe, I'm not even going to say a better way, I'm going to say another way could be where you actually make us visualize it by putting a scenario to us, right? About it. That's something where there's a good outcome from it, as opposed to just listing what they are, right? Because you
Well,
do that really in the solution. Visualization is giving us a visual of those list of items you say are the benefits.
okay.
All right. And then finally, you urge your audience to action. What were the steps you gave to urge your audience to action? What did you say at the end of your speech?
Yeah, the end, like the conclusion or
Rain is the sense of life, the
Actually, no,
guardian
the
of our
conclusion,
planets.
you don't ever put any new ideas in your conclusion. The conclusion is a summary. So when you're urging your audience, this is another main point here. Okay. So what were you going to say, Tanya? I'm sorry.
I was saying the rain is the essence of life and the guardian of our planet well-being.
Right. But urging somebody to action now is doing the thing that I told you not to do in the informative speech, right? Remember? So in the informative speech, I told you don't tell people what to do, right? But
Yeah.
in a persuasive speech, it's all about telling people, what
Mhm.
to do, how to do it as well. It's not enough just to tell us what to do in some of these speeches if it's not one that's passive. Okay. A Monroe motivated sequence speech is not passive, it's active. And you are trying to get this, the purpose of this speech is to get the money out of our pockets into yours, right? We are trying to sell you something. We're selling you on something. We're selling you something. That's why I say get an object. Look at this wonderful, beautiful pen here. All the things that it can do for you. I'm here to let you know you should buy this wonderful pen because it gets you out of a bind when you need to sign. It helps you to uh, doodle when somebody's boring you. And it never runs out of ink. And look at this beautiful, nice felt tip and that great grip we get when we hold it in our hands comfortably. You don't get that hard part there on your finger that we really hate. See the difference? Okay. All right. Next group. Let's go with group 2.
Have you ever felt so overwhelmed by school that just the thought of going makes your heart race or your mind shut down? You're not alone. Many students struggle with anxiety, social fears, and learning difficulties, or the pressure of balancing it all. For some younger kids, being away from their parents or trying to connect with classmates feels like a huge challenge. Often these feelings lead students to avoid school, but skipping classes usually makes things harder, not easier. The good news is school can be a place where support is waiting, ready to help these students face these challenges and thrive. Let's see how understanding these struggles can open the door to real solutions and hopes. A lot of students struggle under pressure of school demands, feeling like there's too much to handle at once. When everything piles up, assignments, social expectations, and personal worries, it can feel easier to just avoid school. But skipping school usually leads to falling behind, feeling isolated, and increased stress. Research shows that many young people experience these intense pressures that affect both their mental health and their learning. Still, attending school despite these feelings opens up opportunities for help, supportive counselors, flexible learning options, calm places to take a break, compassionate teachers, and groups where students can share their experiences. Picture yourself gradually feeling more in control, learning strategies to cope, and building connections with others who get it. Taking that first step to show up is the start of finding the balance and support.
Younger children can experience anxiety in school because of their fear and in social interactions with other classmates. Sometimes children hardly show up to school because they may feel anxiety from separating from their parents. Students may feel less interactions with their classmates or being called on in class. Children can lead in feeling hopeless and losing interest in school, but can lead into depression.
Many many students avoid school because of things like social struggles, learning challenges, or simply being overwhelmed. But staying home often makes these things worse. Skipping school leads to failing grades, deeper isolation, and feeling like you're even more behind. According to the CDC, 1 in 3 students report persistent feelings of sadness and hopelessness. But showing up to school, even when it's out of your comfort zone, when it's difficult, can open that door to the support that you need. You have counseling services, learning accommodations, quiet spaces, understanding teachers, and even clubs where you can connect with people who feel the same way you do. Now imagine slowly gaining that confidence, finding friends who understand you and can empathize with what you're going through, and realizing that you're not alone in this situation. That kind of progress starts with one brave step and choosing to be present. So if you're someone who deals with anxiety, struggles socially, faces learning challenges, or feels completely overwhelmed, just know that you're not broken and you're not alone. This feeling is not unique at all. It's a very basic human experience. Now, school may feel intimidating at times, but it's also there to help for you to understand and to begin that journey of growth. So every time you choose to show up, even on the hard days when you don't feel one like it, you're still building strength and giving yourself the opportunity and the chance to move forward. You don't have to have it all figured out from the beginning. All you have to do is take that first step. So go to school, speak up, reach out. Being present is the most powerful gift you can give to yourself.
All right. Again, you're supposed to be selling us an object. Okay. You're selling us the idea of going to school. Don't skip school. Stay in school. Go to school. Right?
Mm.
Okay. So, how did you show us the need for change?
So in my one of my body points, I referenced the statistic by the CDC. They said that one in three students reported the same feelings. So I think that's 33%. So I think that's a significant number. So I think that's where I showed the need for the change, why this has to happen.
And okay. All right. What's the solution you provided?
I was just showing up, even if you don't want to, and why you should, and all those sources we have if you do show up.
And what about visualization? I think Tariti gave us some visualization in what she was talking about. All right, you did urge the action for solution at the very end. You told people what to do, but again, remember the conclusion is for a summary of things you already said. We don't add anything new in the conclusion. It basically sums up what we've been talking about. So you need to provide that urge, the action for solution in the body of the speech. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's look at group 3. That was Dara, Rose, and Zoe.
When choosing a computer, many people are drawn to Apple for its sleek design and branding. But if you look past the logo, Windows computers offer more value where it matters. With greater hardware flexibility, more customizations options, and a much lower price point. Windows clearly stands out as the smarter and more practical choice. In this speech, we will show why one should choose a Windows Microsoft over Mac.
So, sorry. So Microsoft has better hardware flexibility and customization than Apple computers do. Windows has an open platform for users to build or upgrade their systems with specific components. And users can choose from a wide range of components like CPUs, GPUs, storage, etc., and easily upgrade or replace them. And Windows can allow users to build custom PCs from scratch, as this offers a level of control and personalization that Apple computers do not have.
Along with the superior hardware and customization Windows computers, there's also the aspect of better affordability compared to Mac and Apple products. Windows computers are significantly more budget-friendly compared to Apple computers. Windows laptops have prices starting as low as $300 to $500, but MacBooks can range anywhere from $1,000 all the way past $6,000. Partly due to the variety of options offered by Windows, you are bound to find a quality computer that stays within a reasonable price. To sum things up, Windows takes a superior stance compared to Apple in terms of cost effectiveness with the added higher quality hardware and customization options. So when you are looking for your next computer, overlook Apple products and consider purchasing a Windows computer instead.
Okay. All right. So, how did you show the need for change? Go ahead, Rose.
Um, like if someone needs, let's say that someone needs a new computer, so we give some point like it's better to choose the Mac. I mean, to choose a Windows, Microsoft over Mac because of greater hardware flexibility, more customization option, and related to the price as well.
Okay. I'll buy it. But I would say, like you were hinting on it in the beginning when you were like, okay, you need to buy a new computer. First, right off the bat, remember, you're trying to sell this to us. And I know everybody likes to get, tell me the two different computers again. You said Windows versus Mac?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I know everybody wants to get Windows and they think Windows is the greatest, but I'm telling you, you need to choose Mac. Okay. Show the need for change.
Okay.
You did kind of do it. That's why I said, tell them, Rose, because you were leaning towards that. You were going in that direction with that. But make it very clear that there's a problem.
Okay.
Okay. And make that statement right up front. The problem is Windows. That's a problem. You don't need that.
No,
Or,
the
I
problem.
mean, you could, I think you guys may have been considering the problem was that you need a new computer, right? Is that what you were thinking about? What your problem was? The problem is you need a new computer. So the solution is buy Mac. But
No,
you forget,
to buy Windows
oh, I'm
instead
sorry,
of.
buy Windows, right? But you get my point, right?
Yeah, right.
But because you're really trying to sell us that Windows product, you have to, in some way, make the Mac the problem,
Okay.
right? And the solution is to buy Windows,
We, yeah.
right? Because remember the assignment. The assignment was to advertise your product to get it. I mean, you guys were kind of like, okay, well, yeah, you should choose this because of that. Yeah, that comes in with more so with um, supporting material for why you should choose Windows, right? That is your supporting material, all those benefit reasons that you told us. But
Yes.
then after you do that, then you start giving us scenarios of where Mac is bad, but hey, Windows is the greatest.
Okay. Thank you.
You did do it in a manner, but it was in what we were talking about originally with the other types of speech, but we're using Monroe's motivated sequence here. So we want to make certain that we follow the steps that's required in Monroe's motivated sequence.
Okay.
All right. All right, good try. You guys said good eye contact as well.
Thank you.
Professor, I apologize. I don't know if I know Rose was talking, but I got like a complete shock or something. I don't know what it was, but it was. I think I may have interrupted Rose by accident during the speech, so I do apologize.
Oh no, you didn't interrupt her. I don't believe you did.
Okay, because
I don't think you did.
all right. Sorry,
All right.
I
Okay, yeah, good attempt at the eye contact for everybody in that group. And Malika, before in the last one, you did good with your eye contact. Raymond and Driti, you got to work more on your eye contact. Driti, let me look at you right now. There you go. You got to work a little bit harder on your eye contact, okay? All right. And vocal variety. Alex attempted at it. It wasn't a great attempt, but he did attempt to have some vocal variety. Okay, so we did groups. Last group, 1.
All right. So imagine a classroom where every student has the most current textbook without having to carry around a heavy backpack all day. That can't be the case in today's world where technology is evolving faster than ever. Every school is giving out a Chromebook to each of their students that they can have for the entire year, but they're also spending money and investing in textbooks still that are quickly becoming outdated. And Professor, not to call you out, you have a pretty big library back there. How many of those books do you actually look at every day, and how many of them are actually outdated? It's probably a lot of them. So today we're going to explain why having and buying books are no longer cost effective, and having a computer just provides more relevant information, and digital PDFs just make more sense in today's world.
Let's be honest, physical books are no longer the smartest choice. They may feel traditional, but they come with a hidden cost: our planet. Millions of trees are destroyed every year just to print books we could access digitally. That's not just wasteful, it's irresponsible. And what do we get in return? Heavy backpacks, damaged copies, and constant replacement costs that drain school budgets. Physical books might feel nostalgic, but in reality, they're holding us back. In a time where technology is at our fingertips, why are we still stuck in the past? Digital books aren't just convenient, they're transformational. They offer everything physical books can't: instant access, adjustable text, highlighting, audio features, and more. They give students control over how they read and learn, helping everyone, including those with learning differences, succeed. They're also far better for the planet. No paper, no shipping, no waste, and once a book is created digitally, it can be shared with anyone at almost no cost. If we want to move forward, if we care about education, equity, and the environment, then switching to digital books isn't just a good idea, it's the right thing to do.
If you think about it, if you have a textbook that's all online, you don't have to worry about carrying it around and worrying that you won't bring it to class, as well as making sure that you're really careful with it so it doesn't get ruined. When it's all online, you have access to it through your phone, through your laptop, through a school computer, and you wouldn't have that anxiety that you would with a paper textbook. We should be taking that next step to reach out to the academic departments as well as speaking with professors to help advocate for this permanent change.
So, in conclusion, schools should stop investing in textbooks that get outdated every year because not only does it affect the environment, but it also affects our pockets.
Okay, that's it. All right. Okay. I liked it. There's a couple of places I thought where you could have I thought you were gonna go a different direction. Um, I like the visualization that Angeli was giving us. You provided solution. You told us what the change needed to be. Um, I think the urge to action, was that what you were saying at the end? How? What were you telling us when you were urging our action for solution?
Yeah, it's pretty much like they should not keep on buying textbooks and invest more on like transferring all the data online.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I feel like that part could have been a little bit more developed there, where you were urging us to the solution. So I think by now you all get the idea. Okay, the first thing we do is gain the audience. Then we need to show a need for change, right? We need to say right up front what is the need for change, which your group did do pretty well. And then what Monroe says is satisfaction. Provide us with the solution. Okay? You told us a lot of things about the change. You gave a lot of information about why, you know, why we need to change. You did that very well, why we need to change. But I feel like the solution part of it wasn't as strong as the change part. So be mindful to do that when you are trying to present a speech based on Monroe's motivated sequence. You got to put just as much emphasis on that as you do with the problem. And like I said, Angelique did a good job with visualizing the benefits. Now, you don't always, it doesn't have to always be the benefits. That's the last thing you want to lead with is the benefits, but you could also talk about in there some of the problems too. Visualize some of the problems too. What's the risk? Why this isn't good, right? So just be mindful of that as well. All right. I didn't think it was going to take us as long as it did, but I think it was because you didn't understand my instructions that I gave you and why you're doing a different type of speech, which leads me into what I was talking about earlier with the class. Now, I was very disappointed to see that you all are not following the template that's given to you. Some of you, I mean, some of you don't even write any letters or numbers or anything at all. You just put lines. Some people are just putting bullet points. Some, like, where are you coming from with this on the outline? We spent weeks talking about the difference between the types of outlines that you're required to do, right? We spent weeks. So why you would decide now in a speech that's worth so much to just go rogue and make up some new rules? Like some people write the whole paragraphs, no subpoints, no sub. You have to go down to the sub point. I told you this. You have to do research. Some people handed in their preparation outline with no bibliography. Now, I know so many times I told you, you need a bibliography in this class, not a works cited. And I even told you several times. I tell students this every year, and every year students give me references, works cited, sources. This the only time you can write sources is in that first outline of a working outline. Okay, because you really haven't done a whole lot of information. You don't really need a bibliography. Now, can somebody tell me, and I have told you this before, but I want to know, can anybody in this class tell me the difference between a bibliography and a works cited page?
A bibliography includes a summary of the text, and it's also formatted differently, like a summary, but which parts you plan to include in your writing or your whatever you're using it for, which parts you're referencing.
No. But thank you for that suggestion. A bibliography lists every source that you every source that you looked at, used to write this speech, whether you cited it during your speech or not. Works cited are just the things that you're citing in the speech. Okay, that's different. And if I tell you to have a bibliography, even if you did do it in the wrong format of MPA instead of APA, okay, I told you to give you a bibliography. So I don't understand why people are giving me all other kinds of things. The bibliography comes along with the preparation outline. Okay, it comes along with it. The templates are in Blackboard. Open them up, print them, and look at it. I saw somebody actually do what I told you not to do. Okay, just because I only have one sub point, that doesn't mean you have one sub point and one sub point. That doesn't mean that. That's there for educational means only. That doesn't mean, okay, so in this outline, the professor has one sub point, so I'm just going to put one sub point. You put as many sub points as you need to make us understand what your main point is. The sub points support the main points. The sub points support the sub points. Okay, so if you're explaining something further, that's when you move further to the right of the page. But if it's equally a sub point, then you just move to the next sub point. Everybody has to have a sub point. Some people are just giving me, and some people are not even like, you cannot put anything in front of the parts of the speech. They're outside the system of symbols. So nothing goes in front of the word introduction. Nothing goes in front of the word body. Nothing goes in front of the word conclusion. And on every single of the examples that you've been given, it doesn't look like that. So that's why I'm saying, why are people putting it like that? You obviously are not looking at all of the materials that are provided for you. I told you a couple of weeks in a row how this class builds on the class before it. So don't give me the first main point is a 1 in front of it. I've told you about the system of symbolization. And I'm just going to say this one last thing. I have told you that I care more about Have you changed from day 1 to day 10? Have you let go of your comfortable setting that you already have of what a speech is supposed to be and move beyond that to use the tools that I've given you to develop a speech in the manner in which I'm telling you a speech needs to be developed? And if I keep telling you, I'm looking back on what I told you, the first speech, personal speech, what I told you on the impressive person speech, I'm still telling you in the informative speech. What does that tell me? When I open up the preparation outline, the working outline, and it's full of preparation outlines. Or when I open up a preparation outline and you gave me a working outline. Or when you give me a speaking outline that doesn't have the things I asked for. The speaking outline, we also want to see your visuals for the informative. So many students just submitted cards. I don't know how you expected me to read them. I hope you can read it. But that's a big flaw that people make, to have your speaking notes illegible. You cannot read it. Maybe you can read your own handwriting. But I told you, it follows the same format with the system of symbolization and indentation. Hardly anybody did it that way. You just put lines and you just started writing idea with things. And what's your main point? Like what? I mean, some of you did write, oh, main point 1, main point 2, whatever, but I told you. Now, if you feel comfortable when you're reading, that's what you want to use, then okay, because I can't see it, right? I really can't see what you're doing for your notes. But the assignment that you handed, it should follow the rules that I told you to use. It should follow that. Okay, so don't think that it's, oh, I mean, I know I did tell you guys I'm not going to fail you. I'm going to try to work with you. No, but I also told you if you're still doing the same thing on day 10 that you did on day 1, and you never follow any of the directions I asked you to make a change in, then your grade's going to reflect that. That's what your grade's going to be. Now, you got one last opportunity on this group speech. I suggest you put as much into it as you can. Now, one thing I did want to show you, and I'm a little past, but I need to show you this because I'm sure that some of you are not following what I'm saying about this. Okay. Don't want to be there. You're going to hand in one preparation outline for your group. One. So that means you're going to have to work together. However, for your individual speaking outlines, and I want to see them outlined. That's why it's called an outline. Everybody submits their own speaking outline of what you're going to say. Okay? That's the only part where each person needs to submit their own document. Individual persuasive speaking outline, what you're going to say. Okay? Everybody got that? But the rest of the documents, the working outline, I have that already. the and when I give you these changes, make them in your speech. Make the changes. When I tell you something, for some of you, for that informative speech, I told you this topic is persuasive. You didn't try to make it informative. You just stayed with it. Even though I told you that the topic was not informative. So that part I don't understand. And then if you don't understand what I mean, or you don't know why it's not, then that's when you need to contact me for assistance. Or go back and look at the videos. I provide a video of every class. You can go back and look at it as many times as you want. Now, next week, I'm going to let you work in your groups and work on your persuasive speeches. Okay, in your groups. As well, you're going to have a special occasion speech paper that I want you to write. You have to look at a video and then write about the two speeches. I'm not going to make you do a special occasion speech. I want you to focus more on this final group persuasive speech. I think you can do a good job. Most of you like talking about persuasion. Okay, so you can do a good job. However, you need to go back and review what are the rules and look at the comments that I made on your previous papers so you could see where you went wrong and where you are strong, okay, and where you went wrong. And I make every effort to let you know where I think you can improve. So go back and look at it, read it, look at it. If you don't understand it, let me know and I can talk to you about it. But I want you to do well. I want you to show me that you know how to write an outline. You know how to look at something I gave you that says this is the structure and then write it that way. Because really it's just a matter of knowing that your main points are represented by Roman numerals, right? Main points, Roman numerals. Sub points, capital letters. Sub points, small letter numbers. And then sub points are small letters. Okay. Roman numerals, capital letters, Arabic numbers, small letters. Okay, I don't want to see, and I told you all the sections that go in each part. All the sections that go in each part. And please, somebody, whoever has that conclusion, work on a dynamic closing that makes us think and makes us remember. Don't just say, and that's why you need to change from Windows to Apple. That's not a good closing. The closing needs to refer back to the introduction, okay, and be something that sums up that speech in a nutshell. And I gave you some examples of it in the speeches that I provided for you, where I wrote them over again, right? Look at the ending that I had for the water consumption speech. Look at the ending that I changed for the students' informative speech. Not the Guy Fawkes. I may have changed the ending on Guy Fawkes, I'm not sure. But definitely for the student example speech, that the student gave a speech about tattoos. Okay. You go online for everything else, and don't Don't you dare give me anything from Wikipedia, right? And when you are writing in your bibliography from a web page, make sure it's correct. Everything. The address is not sufficient enough. If you're using the school's databases, which you were instructed to do in the library tour, I'm sure a lot of you didn't even look at the library tour, but it tells you how to do your research and to go to the school's databases for your information. And you don't even have to know how to do APA format or MPA format. You don't have to know, because all you do is copy the section that you want as your citation and click the button there that says put it in MPA style, put it in APA style, and it will do it for you. You don't even have to do anything. But that will help you in the rest of your classes too. That library tour video is something that you really need to watch if you want to go on and pursue further from here to a four-year college. And even here, like, you need to understand how to use the library and the resources in the library if you don't know already. Okay. We'll talk about this speech some more next week, but it's due on the 19th. Most of you have already, Alex, your group is looking for you. So maybe you need to stay after with the people in your group and talk, but they're looking for you. Okay. All right. Any questions?
After everyone leaves, can I stay and talk to you?
Sure. Have a nice week, everybody.
Bye, Professor.
Thank you.
That
Good night.
outline ready.
Thank you, Professor. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Professor, thank you so much. I'm getting my computer back tomorrow, so everything should be back to normal.
Okay.
At Best Buy, so they're doing that. So
Okay.
thank you so much. I'm sorry.
You're welcome.